I think, before we go any farther, let's give Steve Ballmer another big round of applause. Steve did a great job. And what's really interesting is how Steve represents, innovation and technologies, especially a very innovative software company. Our next speaker, Warren Buffett, is as well known. He's as important, but he represents a little bit different model. It's companies that are solid, that are basic, that just grow and innovate themselves too. And it's very interesting to have two brilliant people speak to us. One more in technology, and the other a little bit more in solid growth and development and for the long haul, long term. And of course, that's Warren Buffett. So now I have the real honor of introducing him, our next speaker, Warren Buffett. So, Warren, how are you? How you doing?
I couldn't be better. I couldn't be better, Max. It's great to be with you.
You know what? I got to tell you, Warren, that is a typical comment of Warren Buffett. I love it. I got to tell all my friends here, every time I talk to Warren, it's a few times, Warren, how you doing? Answer always, Max, I couldn't be better. It's a great day. And it's that positive, upbeat enthusiasm, which I know is one reason why you, Warren, have done so well in your life, but also it's very infectious, and it's contagious, and we deeply appreciate it, and just thank you very much for always being positive and upbeat. Warren, as you may know, is a son of investor and a former congressman. There's something about Warren, I think, though, is really pretty neat. I'm not going to say much more about him because you know so much about him. I was in New York City once and scheduled a meeting with Warren. It was in a hotel, very small, basic little room. There's a table there, a chair there. And I walked in, there's Warren by himself on the telephone and working something out as gracious as he always is. Sat down, we worked out a little bit of business. I forgot it is what we talked about, but we took care of it. And then I walked out and I left and I got into my car to leave to go someplace else. And there I noticed standing on the corner some guy hailing a taxi cab. And I asked, who is that? Well, that's Warren. It's Warren Buffett standing out there all alone, unassuming. Nobody knew who he was. He didn't care. Nobody knew who he was. But here is Warren Buffett, one of the most wealthy men in the universe. And it has done so much for so many people, Berkshire Hathaway and so on and so forth. And I was just so touched that here's a guy that's just a really basic, down-to-earth guy, as brilliant as he is, but also just a basic, down-to-earth person. So let's give a big, big round of applause for our friend Warren Buffett. Okay, Warren.
Okay, I'm ready.
You're on.
Okay, well, I don't really have any speech today. I think it's already been announced that the University of Montana students are coming out next March. I'm really looking forward to that. It's always fun for me to meet with students, yeah. But I'll be glad to take any questions your group has back there.
Okay, well, thank you, Warren. I'll just pass on to all of you here today that had been calling Warren 2 or 3 times to see if he could come out to Butte. And second to last time I talked to Warren, I said, Warren, now, what else can I do? How can I twist your arm? How can I get you out of here in Butte, Montana?
And you're good, Max.
and Warren just said, well, keep calling, keep trying. And so I did. But finally, the last time, I realized that as much, and he did volunteer to speak to us virtually like this, that it wasn't going to work because what you know this better than I, of course, Warren, but you have universities of teaching sessions where various Berkshire Hathaway companies, as management comes and we have these seminars and universities and so on and so forth. And Warren said that, gee, I really like doing this. It's so much fun to work with the companies I work with, and I'm all scheduled up, Max. I got to do all that. So when you say that, and very generously that Montana University students are going to be coming to Omaha to one-year sessions. That's just great. It fits in with other things that you're doing. Okay, let's. Anybody has a question for Mr. Buffett? Let's get started here. I'm going to repeat the question, and Warren then's going to answer it. Okay, who's first?
Hi, Mr. Buffett. My name is Ted Madden from Livingston, Montana. And economic development is on everybody's mind. What have you found in Montana compared to other states in terms of doing business in Montana? What could we do from a bureaucratic workforce development or lowering the barriers of businesses coming to Montana to do jobs? What would be some helpful hints?
Warren, did you hear that?
Yeah, I heard it. And Ted, I would say that Montana probably is one of the more desirable places to do business. As you may know, our Burlington Northern has 1,800 employees in Montana. We have a payroll of 120 million. You've got a fine business school. There's nothing like training your own people. I always tell students the best investment they can make is in themselves. So if you go to a good school, you live in a good, marvelous place. People want to live in Montana. I think that you've got a climate that attracts. You've got your fiscal house in order in Montana. I talked to the governor about that. So I think next to Nebraska, of course, I think you're doing fine.
Hi, Warren. My name is John Porterfield. My company is Montana Grow, natural fertilizer. We have a lot of great resources in Montana, as you know, the talc and palladium, platinum, all kinds of great natural resources, including agricultural products, which for years, we even have bras that are made in Montana too. But these products need containers to reach the world. We need containers in Montana. And your railroad used to bring close to 50,000 containers to our various ports, and we bring none now. We either need your trains to stop in Montana and give us some containers that we can fill to ship overseas, or you need to send us full trains from the Port of Tacoma or Port of Seattle so we can fill these full trains and reach the world. Thank you.
Did you hear that, Warren?
Okay, John, yeah, absolutely. We at Burlington, we are going to invest over $2.5 billion this year in capital equipment. And, there's nothing I like better than a long, long train. And you've got things that are going to go for export, obviously wheat, but low sulfur coal is going to be in much greater demand, and it'll replace less friendly, environmentally friendly coal from Indonesia and Asia. So I hope there are a lot of very long trains running through and out of Montana. And if you've got something specific on that, John, if you could drop me a line, I'll send it along to Matt Rose at the Burlington. Our managers run their own businesses. We have 70 plus businesses, and we have 260,000 employees, of which 21 are in Omaha at headquarters. So they run their own businesses, but I'll be glad to transmit that to Matt Rose, who runs Burlington.
I think it's a good point, and it's Warren. It's really a problem that we sometimes have in Montana. Namely, sometimes these unit trains run through the state, don't really stop, don't have enough container availability, sometimes not enough boxcar availability for our products, both to import into Montana but also to export outside of our state. I'm sure Matt Rose is pretty familiar with this, but nevertheless, I think it's something that we should talk to Matt more specifically about, because it is an issue in our state. Okay.
Max, I'll get you an answer on that.
Okay.
I'll get you an answer on that, and then you can pass it on to John.
Okay. Thanks, Warren. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. God bless you for being here. What a unique opportunity. My name is Gerald Greenstein. I represent a 501c3, Aloha Noble House, Inc. And on the president's desk is a letter addressed to him, yourself, and Mr. William Gates for insuring the insurer, a 3.5% permanent loan, construction loan guarantee for the purposes of getting money into the hands of construction people. It's 1 million jobs for 4 years, or 4 million jobs for 1 year. $100 billion in consumer purchases. I've asked the President, without ceremony, to have a confab with you and Mr. Gates concerning the BG and F cube, Buffett, Gates, and Forbes Friends Fund. I apologize for that. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
Well, thank you very much. I think we all like to follow up on that, Gerald. Just get information to us and so that we all can. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Barb Stiffarm. I'm the Executive Director of Opportunity Link Incorporated, a nonprofit organization located in Havre, Montana. And we've been working with BNSF to test the use of biofuels and the switcher engines in your Havre shop. And I'm wondering what it would take to get BNSF interested in using Montana-produced biofuels, and what kind of support would you be willing to offer in that endeavor?
Did you get that
There
one?
again, I got it, but there again, that's a question that really has to go to Matt Rose. I mean, they let me in the cab of an engine one time, so that's sort of my total experience in actually running a railroad. And we bought control of BNSF less than a year ago, and I really don't know the answer to a technical question like that.
Okay, let's find out though. Again, it's biofuels, biomass for switch engines around Havre, and let's follow up on that one too. We'll make a note of it and follow up. Thank you, Barb.
Hello, Warren. My name is John O'Donnell, and about a year ago, Senator Baucus's office alerted me to a program that you're a co-chair of called 10,000 Small Businesses Initiative, and I've been in touch with some of the folks back in New York regarding the program. I think there would be a great opportunity for Montana to be a future node of that program and be kind of the pilot for a rural state. I'm just curious if you could tell us anything about what's happening with the 10,000 Small Businesses Initiative, because I haven't heard much lately.
Yeah, Michael Porter at Harvard and I and Lloyd Blankfein are co-chairs of that effort, and it's really moving. Wharton and the Babson School developed a curriculum which is now being used at LaGuardia Community College with our first class. We have 23 small business people in that program at LaGuardia. The graduation is going to be on September 22nd. Those 23 small business people in the group they've been learning about accounting, they've been learning about law, they're going to have mentors later on. There's a $500 million fund that will help finance small businesses. I will say this, of the 23 people that are going to graduate in a few weeks, a number of, all are finishing the course. A number of them have actually added employment at their own firms during the period while they've taken the course. This first effort has been in New York. We're working with community colleges. We have 2 more in the works in the Los Angeles area. We want to do it right, so we want to make sure that we don't rush out and try to do 50 at one time. But I can assure you that with the success I see coming in this small business effort, we will be in Montana. We'll be a lot of places, but we're not going to do it faster than we can do it and do it right. But there's $500 million behind this program to help these small business people who are first going to receive a lot of education. LaGuardia Community College has been terrific, and we've lined up community colleges in the Los Angeles area. And I really think this program is going to be a huge success.
Warren, if I might, I'd like to follow up on that. What can we do in Montana so that there are more Montanans who are participating in this program at an earlier date? I know you don't want to do too much too soon. You want to test it a bit. But what can we do affirmatively? What initiative can we take so we can be more involved and more students involved more quickly?